How many of you moved out of your parents' house before 30? Moved out at 20. Moved back at 26. Moved out again at 28. I dunno. I'm in my 30s now. But it has to be said that the world now is not the one we lived in 10 years ago. If I were 10 years younger, there's no way I'd be living out of home. You basically need a six-figure income to rent at the moment. It's crazy. My parents paid for college. So let's count that as living at home. I paid for grad school. So let's count that as out on my own at age 21. Now 64. Due to the way things broke, grad school was way cheaper out of pocket than college was for me. Also, school was cheaper back then, even adjusted for inflation. Kids today get screwed by college costs. Left home at 16 to hitchhike through Europe and Asia. 26. Still live with parents. I was 18. Most Gen Xers moved out of their parents' house before 30. Moved out at 17 and never went back. I got kicked out at 18. I moved back in after 33, haha. I did at 18. Pretty typical for Gen X. I did. It's not pretty. My dad died in 2001 and cause he was military I was getting payments for my mom to use for me. When I was 16 I found this out. She made enough plus my sister and mine payments to still live above middle wage. She told me she couldn't afford things like my yearbook. When I was 17 I found she was spending money on online poker games and drugs. So I let and had the checks sent to my grandpa's address. Thing is, my friends and I smoke marijuana. So when I moved in with grandpa he said I needed to never see them again. But they had been there for me. I left. I spent a couple nights sleeping outside before my ex-Bill let me sleep on his couch. When I was 20 I met someone and married her. 13 years later we're divorcing and at 35 I now own my own house. With my grandma's help to buy. I was kicked out at 23, does that count? I moved out at 30. Gen X. I got the hell out at 17. The day after I graduated high school. My younger brother is a millennial and is still living with our mom. He's 32. When I was 17 I was excommunicated from their church and they kicked me out. Gen X. Moved out at 21. Boomer woman. I left my parents' home at 23 because I got married. Most of my friends moved out somewhere between 18 and 20. Gen Z. Moved out at 18. Moving out of state soon, a bit before my 22nd birthday. I finished college just before I was 22. I traveled for a bit in the summer on my own dime. Came back for the winter. And left when I was 23. I left for college at 18 and never permanently returned. They would have preferred that I stayed. Gen X moved out at 18 but I wasn't there so much after 16 anyway. Times have changed. My nephew lives in a huge house with his mom and basically has his own downstairs apartment. Complete with game room and a 3-car garage for workout gear.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.